In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Marianne's guests are leaders in their field, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in their own work. They teach others to develop, refocus, and grow. Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. And remember, make every moment count.
Hello and welcome to Moments with Marianne. Today, my special guest is a very dear friend of mine. He's a award-winning author, a highly acclaimed artist, and I just can't wait to chat with him about what he's got to say about manifesting. His name is Ken Elliott, and today we're going to dive into ancient secrets of manifesting revealed. So welcome, Ken.
Hi, Marianne. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, thank you, Ken. So, Ken, tell me about your book.
You know, it hit me the other day, and I need to write this up. I was talking with someone, and he was holding that book. And when I looked at that, I'm a big fan of smartphones, iPhones. I looked at that book, and I thought, this book is a platform for apps, for applications. You can do anything with this book. The very short version is for almost 20 years, I learned that I could think of something in thought and send that to people who were so gifted, they could watch it form up. They could watch it literally form up in their homes. They could watch things forming up around me that I was wishing and hoping for and doing vision boards, all that sort of thing. This is a revolutionary breakthrough in the entire field of manifesting and the law of attraction. I know, and we'll pass on during this program, how your thoughts literally build things.
Well, you know, and before we get too much into that, one of the things I want to ask you about is when you first started to manifest, how did that come about? I mean, how did you even get on this path?
Well, I came across Judy Goodman, an incredibly gifted woman. She doesn't like the word, calling her a psychic, far more than that. You interviewed her in an earlier program. I urge people to go to the archives and listen to that interview.
Oh, yeah, that was a great interview.
Yes, and judygoodman.com. So by talking with Judy about a personal issue I had at the time, floodgates opened. Maybe it was my time to have this happen, but I started remembering and experiencing a lot of phenomena. And in the course of becoming very close friends with Judy, a stranger had told me if I send her something in thought, she'll get it. And I went, what are you talking about? I've never heard anything like that before. And neither really had anyone else. I also came across William Buhlman. We became very close friends. He is one of the key people that writes books about out-of-body travel, astral travel, how to go to the other side. And William made an offhand comment about when he's over there, he would see some things that he put on a list. He would make lists of things he wanted to have happen in his life, and he'd see them on the other side arrayed in various stages of formation, like a mini factory, if you will. And he said, I'd be crazy not to do this. I can put it on a list, and I can watch it begin to form on the other side, the realm of ghosts, the realm of thoughts, you know, the spirit world. That's a revolution.
So that we're talking about the other side or the unseen world for those that are not familiar with manifesting or out-of-body experience. I know William, he's been doing out-of-body work for over 20 years. This is not something new, and he teaches over at the Monroe Institute as well. Very highly revered instructor on out-of-body travel. So, okay, so you met them both, and you're hearing these stories. Did you go, well, that's kind of a little far-fetched, or?
Well, yeah, it is. You know, you hear about ESP and ghosts, and people will get like a message from their sister on another continent. Those things that happen on the other side, these paranormal things. And William was talking about something that was nuts and bolts, and I ran it back by Judy. You know, I'm more of a nuts and bolts guy. I'm along the lines with a lot of readers who just might come in here and say, wait a minute, whoa, this is so woo-woo. But I'm very nuts and bolts. Now, I've got a guy who's a guy's guy. He does know how to go the other side. I have done it. He showed me how. It's very simple. That's another program. But he would go over there and see whatever he put on his list. It could be a new job, travel, that new car. There could be a concept like happiness or less stress. And he could see an equivalent form for that begin to take shape on the other side, just one right after the other. These discrete shapes. It's new information. It hasn't been written about, and it changes everything. If you'll stay with us on this program, this is the equivalent of, you go to the light switch and just turn it on. You don't worry about it because you know it's hooked up to the power plant. We're going to talk about this. When you think things, it is hooked up to something, and it works every time. This is not the wishing and hoping program. This is not the woo-woo program. This is hitting the switch and watch things happen. That's what we're about today. And I'm just so excited to be able to pass this information on.
Well, and I know just over the years of knowing you and the people that you've helped, extraordinary experiences that have developed from people using your simple manifesting techniques. Now, when you started off with William and you heard about the out-of-body, and then you were working with Judy Goodman as well, what really got you to that point where that's what it was that you were looking for? How did you know that was manifesting?
Well, I didn't know. I was just some guy just goofing around. It wouldn't make me out to be I wasn't a smart example. This is terribly, terribly important information. It underpins everything that's in your existence unless it grew naturally. Everything that was man-made, everything's an invention, was a thought first. That thought was started to create from smoke, from a wisp of smoke, a vapor, if you might, on the other side. And it comes over here, and it'll make trees and cars and iPhones and jobs and happiness. So I just started sending things to Judy. Somebody told me if you send her stuff that she'd get it, and
now send her things as far as in the mail, or send her something in thought?
No, just think it up. So I'd send her flowers. I sent her, and these stories are in the book and others. I just sent her all nature of things, a lot of things. I did this for about 15 years. I mean, lots and lots and lots of things. And I sent things that are so out of the normal, I wouldn't even put them in a book. I was inventing places from back in time.
Something that no one can dream up, right?
Oh, no, you couldn't dream this stuff up. And she got it every time. Well, that will get your attention after it happens again and again and again. And I go back and talk to William. He's telling me what's on his wish list. His stuff is coming true. And I'm going, wow, maybe I need to try this. Nah. So I didn't. I was just playing post office. But then I saw this movie. I got a DVD of The Secret. That's a worldwide phenomenon, The Secret. All these people who talk about manifesting, and they got on that program. And they all had their best method, their best practices on how to manifest things. They call it the law of attraction. But what I learned was the law of attraction is a side effect. Your thought is primary. Then comes the law of attraction. You think of something, and then it's attracted to your thought. It works that way. But that's okay. I'm all for everybody who just asks for things. I'm putting up an angel story that's going to be on the newsletter tomorrow on my website, www.manifesting123.com. I'm all for people asking all sorts of ways.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I know there have been many times when you and I have met up for coffee or what have you, that you will go and talk to the person, either the person that's, serving us or whoever it is that we're around, and you'll tell them you get 3 wishes. And often those people looked very surprised, like, what does that mean? And, gosh, and I can wish for myself,
Well, yeah.
Like this thought that's so foreign to them.
Well, and I'll say it to everyone, it's not exactly 3 wishes. I try not to tell them or lecture, but they'll come up, and I'm saying to your audience now, you're supposed to make a wish. Maybe I get a hit that I'm supposed to talk to this person, some sort of psychic hit, or maybe it's just my little dialogue. But for your readers out there, I would offer to make a wish. Make a wish. Mm-hmm. Make a lot of wishes. And what happens when you make that wish, something goes into effect. People might be listening. if you believe in guides and God and angels, whatever, well, maybe they're listening. Or maybe what I'm talking about is something more fundamental than that. Well, I won't call it more fundamental than that, but you have the ability to make things on your own. People talk about the universe. When you start to think of something, it begins to take form, and my friends can watch it happen. The gifted of the gifted, they can watch this happen in real time. And, I'd be crazy not to do this. That's what William said, too. I'd be nuts not to do this. I can watch it. I can put it on the list and go to the other side and watch it start to take form it's like it's in a little factory, my own personal factory. But everything that was ever invented since the beginning of time that man invented was a thought. And that thought made a little wisp of vapor, and it started to take form. When you look at Manhattan, that's a lot of puffs of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it has a form before it becomes physical, and it is this vaporous, nebulous sort of thing. Simple as that. And by the way, I wasn't specially trained. I had no skills. I was just some guy goofing around. And every time I sent Judy something, I have other friends who could see those things. And some of these objects were very, very complicated. They got them every time. Mm-hmm. They got them every time.
Well, and so by profession, I mean, why don't we tell our listeners what you do by profession? Because you're doing this for fun on the side, kind of exploring your spirituality or just have fun exploring. But Ken is a highly acclaimed artist, award-winning artist, as well as award-winning author. So it's kind of like you've got these two facets of the diamond that equal you that you do. It's just not one-sided.
Well, and then you have to run a business too. So it's sort of like a three-sided. I'm a three-headed monkey. Got those little cymbals clanging, and when my batteries went down, then I rest.
Well, I'm going to remember that you said that. I'm just going to hold you to that, the three-headed monkey, okay?
Yes. So if you want to see my artworks, it's www.kenelliott, 2 L's and 2 T's, kenelliott.com. Yes, on a good day, I'm a pretty good artist. On a bad day, you don't get to see them on the web.
Well, I know that your work is highly prized, so I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy looking at that as well. But scooping it back over to manifesting. Now, that's one of the things, and that's kind of the ancient secret that we were talking about, the ancient secret that's being revealed, is that no one talks about it, how our thoughts are actually creating on the other side and how to use that information to our benefit.
Mm-hmm. There are hundreds of books on manifesting, and I want to say it again clearly. I support everyone's books on law of attraction, manifesting, all of that. When I watched The Secret, it was stunning to me because I've been doing this stuff for about 15 years, and I'm watching these people talk about manifesting. I never really encountered this before, and they had all these different methods on how to essentially go over to the light switch and make the lights come on. Mm-hmm. Well, I know the lights come on when I hit the switch, and I know how it works, but they didn't know that. So it's best practice to try to make the lights come on. Well, they do come on. So that's what the book is all about. It's exquisitely simple. Everybody's equally gifted. It's like gravity. Gravity is a natural law. And the biggest, strongest man in the world is not any more adept at gravity than a 2-year-old. I want to say that clearly. You're equally gifted at thinking of something, and it will automatically and instantly begin to take form in the field around you. And it's very simple you're doing this already. It's very simple to take this with a little bit of focus and not a lot of effort. You can start to see these results and bring these things into the physical world. That is a very, very, very big deal. It's like I'm saying to you, I know why the sky is blue. I know why grass is green. I know how thoughts work. This is not my book. This is all information given to me. I don't want to have an ego about this. I'm just passing on what's been given to me, and I just won't shut up about it, won't I?
But, hey, that's okay, because I have met, and probably will say it's close to, quite a few hundreds of people that you have personally touched with how, teaching them how to go ahead and manifest different things in their lives. What is one of your favorite, manifesting stories?
Well, on the website, people who get the book, they write in. There's well over 100 stories on every topic.
And they're coming in from all over the world.
Yeah, they are. One of the first stories came in from Iceland, crying out loud. I kept saying on the radio, you can manifest a little red sports car. Well, somebody did. The surpriser. So, I just love that. I don't know about the favorites. I think the themes that come through are the people who are in genuine need, people who are unhappy, and they woke up happy, people who have high stress, and they woke up handling stress on a level they never dreamed. I don't want to make a big... lady?
Remember that lady that had called when I was over visiting with you, and she called you about her eyesight. That one got me. Yeah, me too. And there were two of those. A woman who was taking an art class from me, and after the 2-day art class here in my home, we're all packing up, and she came over to me and she said, I need to ask you something about manifesting, because after every art class, I do a little quick lecture on manifesting for those that want to hear it. And she said, I want you to help me with something. I said, sure, what? And she said, well, I have glaucoma. Now, I don't know anything about glaucoma. I thought it came in a lot of different flavors, And she said, I don't want to lose my eyesight as an artist, or as a person, of course. She's in her 70s, and a very kind, wonderful person. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm not a doctor. I'm a regular guy. I got this information. I was compelled to pass it on. It works like crazy, but I'm not a doctor. I've never come up against this sort of physical stuff. And I was just stuttering. I think you should, you remember you read in the book, you go into your future, pretend you're in your future, and in your future, you have perfect eyesight. And remember to say, I'm so very grateful. What you're going to do is use your thought to go into your future. Your thoughts can create the future. And in your future, you're very happily observing that you don't have glaucoma. And you're very grateful. Now you're taking one of the two most powerful forces in the universe, love or fear, and you're putting love into this vision that's in the future. She said, okay. And she left, and I had to sit down. I mean, what am I doing? Now this is the lady that you were telling me, her doctors were telling her her glaucoma was getting worse, and that she was progressively losing her eyesight.
Yeah. It's a slow-moving disease, and it's progressively getting worse. Mm-hmm. So I just sat down. I thought, what the heck am I doing? I put up a little prayer, please get behind this, anything I could throw at it. And so here's what happened. She didn't call me until later. 2 months later, she goes back to her doctor. She has checkups every 6 months. The doctor looks her over and says, you don't have glaucoma. I want you to get another opinion. No, you don't have glaucoma. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You're going to have another checkup in six months. I'm going to take you off the medication. Again, it's a slow-moving disease. We're going to see if there's a change, if you trust me. She said, okay. 6 months later, that's the way it's going to go. Now, she goes back home after that doctor checkup. She thinks, this manifesting stuff might be doing something. This is like a 2-for-1 story. Mm-hmm. Her husband is in a business. He's about to retire, and his business is commission, so he gets, large and small checks. And he told her, if we get another $10,000 in, that he'll quit. He'll retire. So she's thinking this might work. So now she's manifesting that she's in her future, and in her future she sees her husband come through the front door, and he's got an envelope. He hands it to her without saying a word. She opens it up, and there's a $10,000 check in it. No, it's a $20,000 check. That's what it was, $20,000. Stories on the web. So 6 months down the road, she goes to the doctor a second time. He said, you do not have glaucoma. You've been off the medication. You still are glaucoma-free. I want you to get a second opinion. There's other doctors with different equipment. She does. Goes to another doctor right away. Doctor says, what glaucoma? A few days later,
and then that's when she called. You and I were sitting at that table, and she called after that 6-month appointment.
Well, one other thing happened. She's at home. Her husband comes through the door. He walks right over to her. He hands her a check without saying a word. It's $10,000. She starts laughing out loud, and he's hurt. It's like, he gives her an engagement ring. She laughs at him. He said, "What's so funny?" She said, "I was manifesting $20,000, and you gave me 10." He said, "In 2 weeks, I'll have another commission. I'll have the other $10,000. That's when she called.
Yeah.
And we just
I remember her crying on the phone. I didn't get into the story about the commission part. I think she talked to you separately about that. But I remember her on the phone you had her on speakerphone, and she was telling us about how her eyesight had gotten better, through what she believes is using the manifesting technique. And, I mean, she was crying. I started crying. It was just so touching to hear, just having that lifted from her,
It was touching. I think my reaction is I started grinning and laughing like an 8-year-old. It was just so.
Well, you're kind of choking up too. I'm going to rat you out on that one. But yeah, you for sure were choking up a bit there. So I mean, for the someone who's new to manifesting, and this is brand new, what do you have to say to them?
Get the book. Manifesting 1, 2, 3, and you don't need number 3. You don't have to be especially gifted. You've been doing it all your life. And by the way, if your life is going well, congratulations. You have made this with your thoughts. If it could be better, you can make it better with your thoughts. If you're unhappy with your life, you've made this. You can change it. I hear that we're coming up on a break. Is that right?
Well, I know that. I know it's not a. This isn't a religious practice. These are just simple steps for people to be able to manifest greatness into their lives.
It's your birthright. You were born with this ability. That's what I've learned.
Well, and
when you're breathing,
we'll be coming back here in just a minute and talking a little bit more about manifesting with Ken Elliott, and we'll dive into that just a little bit more.
In 2012, after returning home from Iraq and Afghanistan, Sean Gobin hiked over 2,000 miles of the Appalachian Trail. Recognizing the therapeutic effects of long-distance hiking, Sean founded Warrior Expeditions, a veteran nonprofit therapy program that supports veterans transitioning from their military service by hiking America's national scenic trails. Equipment and supplies are provided, as well as assistance with job placement. For more info or to help support these veterans, visit warriorexpeditions.org.
Are you ready for the quantum age?
Humanity's next step in evolution?
Dream Vision 7 Radio Network invites you to the extraordinary platform of evolutionary voices for the quantum age.
Let's explore. Learn more about this upcoming age where we bridge science with spirituality.
Where potentiality meets reality.
Where we take compassion into action.
Our trailblazers and visionaries will ask the whys, the what-ifs, while igniting continuous possibility.
Come along with us into an age beyond what we know today, where we can grow together in unity consciousness.
Experience evolutionary voices for the quantum age, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern on DreamVision7Radio.com.
Ben Wexler is a gifted leadership development and strategy consultant for professionals who want to transform their organizations and careers. Through a uniquely personalized set of processes, participants discover their unique knowledge, how to leverage that knowledge and experience, and then put it all together with a global strategy. You're more valuable, your organization is more valuable, and the change is viral. Contact Ben at 630-881-1074. 630-881-1074.
It's a child's job to play, to learn, and to have fun. It's an adult's job to keep them safe. Did you know that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be sexually abused before the age of 18? Every day, families enter the Children's Advocacy Center because a child's courage to tell someone what happened to them. Keeping our children safe starts with a conversation. This is Michelle Aranger, Executive Director of the Children's Advocacy Center. Learn more on how to keep your child safe. Visit cacofbc.org. This message made possible by the Fall River Rotary Club.
Internationally recognized and award-winning author Judy Goodman works and teaches outside the box of limited thinking. Working with people from every walk of life, her goal is to empower you to be the best you can be, no matter what the challenge is. Born with the gift of seeing beyond our normal vision, she has an extraordinary gift of working with every challenge. Teaching beyond conventional wisdom, her work is described as life-changing. Visit judygoodman.com. That's judygoodman.com.
Join us on Creating a Spirited Life with Janet Kesenick the third Sunday of every month at 8 p.m. We'll explore the day-to-day moments that puzzle, enlighten, and bring us into deeper connection with our best selves. Find meaning, purpose, and humor while creating a spirited life. This program is part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
Are you having an average day? Do you seem to be having more average days than great days? I'm Marina J, and I help women turn that around. If you want fast, deep transformation on the stuff that hurts you the most, visit me at marinaj.net to receive support and inspiration now, because your happiness is everything.
Life's winding path reveals many truths. Join us every fourth Sunday at 7 p.m. for Healing Journeys with Michael Kovarik, where we explore how in the midst of uncertainty, we can find inner peace and guidance, the healing energy we receive from those who cross our paths, the mystical realms of alternative therapies, and the power to heal that lies within each of us.
Join Dr. Bernie Siegel on Mind Health Matters every first Sunday at 8 p.m., all part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network. Bernie will draw from his inspirational personal journey, offering us special nuggets of his sacred wisdom. Listen in as Bernie reminds us to be fully engaged in life.
Have you ever had the sense that your thoughts might actually be doing something? Ancient secrets of manifesting have been masterfully revealed in the award-winning book Manifesting 1-2-3 by Ken Elliott. For the first time, the author's experiences and stories in this book describe exactly how your thoughts can create anything. You've been doing this all your life, but it's never been fully explained for you until now. Visit manifesting123.com for more information today. Manifesting123.com.
Welcome back to Moments with Marianne. I'm here with author Ken Elliott. He's the author of the award-winning book Manifesting 1-2-3, and you don't need number 3. And we've been talking about the ancient secrets of manifesting that have now been revealed. Now, Ken, why don't we go over, you talked a little bit about, number 1 in manifesting, which is, to visualize. Why don't you go over that a little bit?
Okay. And then to break, I mentioned breathing. I'll follow up on that real quickly to give you an analogy on this manifesting. When you breathe, you get up in the morning, you don't ask, you don't plead, you don't pray for breath, for air. You don't have to try to find the best pocket of air in the corner of the room somewhere. We're breathing in this gases we can't see, converting it to energy in some way. We don't know the names of all the things that make this happen, and yet it gives us life. It is our birthright. And when you're thinking, your thoughts, if you're doing a repetitive thought, it's not just some random thought, but if you're staying on something, it could be a worry, it could be something that you desire, your repetitive thoughts will begin to take form. And my friends can see them. My very gifted friends can watch this take place in real time. With the right instruments, yes, we've all seen these things where you can see your breath with the right instrumentation, the right cameras. The thoughts are real as rain, and they literally take form as you think them and repeat them. So the number 1 of Manifesting 1-2-3 is, in the shortest way possible, and it's exquisitely simple, that take these thoughts and put them into your future. Imagine you're in your future, and whatever it is you desire has already happened. I use the couch a lot as a device where I would say, I'm in my future, and I have perfect health. I don't have to see an absence.
So you're sitting on your couch doing this?
I'm sitting on my couch. I imagine I'm in my future, and I'm at the end of the day or wherever, and I recognize in my future that I have perfect health, and I'm very grateful. I might have another movie. This is what I call the movie. Anybody can do a movie. This is not a meditation. This is not a word you can trip on. This is not something that's difficult or takes training. Anybody can watch a movie. So you're making your own movie. You have another scene. In that movie, in that scene, you're in your future, and maybe you're in your perfect car. You don't have to specify what it looks like. If you want to, your thoughts will begin to take form on that specific thing. For me, perfect car, I'm holding the wheel. I don't really see what it is. I can feel it. Well, I can see a dashboard. I don't know what the make and model is. I can honk the horn. I can play the radio. I can drive it down the road in my future, and I'm so very grateful. Perfect implies that I can afford it. It is exactly what I want. It does everything I need, and I'm just happy as a clam about it. So in scene after scene after scene, I'm in my future imagining these things.
Okay, so we're in our future. We're imagining whatever it is. Let's say if I want to take a trip to Paris, then I'm, I've actually heard you use this analogy before, where you come out on the hotel patio and you're holding the railing, and there's Paris.
I look out and there's Paris. And I'm holding that rail. I can physically feel that rail, and I breathe in the air in my future. That's an interesting feeling. And I'm breathing in the air in my future, and it's from Paris. It's Parisian air, and I can hear the traffic, and I can smell the coffee, and there's the croissants, and I can see everything that's Paris. And if I do that over and over and over, Paris will start to come into my physical world.
Okay.
And I've already seen that happen. I've turned down a couple of Paris trips already, by the way. Yeah.
I'm surprised you have done that. Paris is your place.
It is.
So we're doing this in our movie, and you mentioned that gratitude part. Okay, so where does that come into play?
Well, if you have a worry, it is a thought, and that's the number two. We're going to come to that. But let's say Paris. I'm very grateful to be in Paris. Gratefulness is another word for love, and worry is another word for fear. Two great engines in the universe, the way things work, up and down, light, dark, that sort of thing, love and fear. So if I want to make something efficiently, then I will put gratitude on it. Now, when I used to send things to Judy Goodman, I didn't use this gratitude thing. I would just bludgeon these things into existence. I would concentrate very, very, very hard.
Well, you were sending it from the mind, not from the heart, right?
Right. Yeah, it was a head game, totally head game. And I'm not proficient at this. I'm just average or below average. I know nothing about this. I was just doing it, and then I'd call her up, and I would get the thing. It would just stun me. But it happened every time. So I finally got used to it. But I never really realized that this was a true tool, something important, until I saw the movie The Secret and started reading what people were talking about. And they were all guiding us to the light switch. Is that when everything
clicked together? The information that you've been learning plus what came through with The Secret?
Yeah, they told me everything but how it works. So they were saying if you dress a certain way, if you have a certain thought, if you put sticky things around the light switch, if you put angel things on there, all these best practices to approach the light switch in a way that if you do as much as you can, as much as you know how, with everything you've got, then you improve the chances of the light coming on. Well, it's just hooked up to power plants. That's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts start to make things immediately. You're hardwired to do this, and it's allowed. Must be one of the greatest gifts there is, breathing, making babies, manifesting, but it's not talked about much. But I don't know why. I'm the guy that had the experience for 20 years on this, so I'm the chatterbox about this, and tell your friends and tell everybody else, and grab this book and pass it on and make things happen.
Well, it does take a certain amount of bravery to come forward with this information, because you've been an artist for so very long, and a very well-known artist, and all of a sudden you're talking about something that some people might consider woo-woo, but you know in your heart that the information has helped hundreds of people, just in probably thousands over the course of your 20 years of helping people with this.
Well, and other people have stories. They would think of something, or they'd make their own wish list or vision boards, or they would have prayers, whatever it is. I don't know about the prayer department, but the manifesting thing I know a good bit about. So in going through other people's stories, we all have these coincidences and these moments. They ask for something, and boom, it happens. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we ask like crazy, and it never happens. But, there's
one
things
of the...
like... Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I want to point out...
one of the things that I've often been accused of is being very, very lucky. Like if I want something, things just happen. It just, and either I'm really good at manifesting, or or I'm truly very lucky.
Yeah. Well, when I get these business guys that read this book, and they don't talk about it, they're you got to have proof in the pudding sort of fellows. They're business guys. They don't get time for this sort of stuff. But they will be working on a deal. And the deal is, the 123Z pink/deal. And they've been working on this thing for 2 or 3 years. Whatever the reason, it falls apart, comes together, people come and go. They still can't get the pink/deal to go down. They get this book, they work on it, they start to see things break open. It gives them a little encouragement. And then they get
do you know what? I remember you mentioning this one gentleman who was a multi-million-dollar business deal.
Mm-hmm. $12 million deal. It was the pink/deal. Worked on it for 2 years. Got it. Yeah.
Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back with Ken Elliott. You don't want to miss this last segment on Manifesting 123, and you don't need number 3. We'll be back shortly.
In a single moment, your life can change. Join Marianne Pastana, host of Moments with Marianne, for a transformative hour of leaders in their field, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Tune in to experience Moments with Marianne every second Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, all part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network. Don't miss this. And remember, make every moment count.
Join the Mind Health Coach with Leah Marie every 4th Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Come explore with us natural and healthy ways to achieve inner peace, happiness, and an ever-present state of well-being. You're already healed. You just haven't realized it yet. When you're ready, you can change your mind and change your life forever. The power of a beautiful life is within you today. Mind Health Coach with Leah Marie is part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
Take a journey to a place of the divine love within with Deborah Beauvais on the Love by Intuition show every first and third Sunday, 9 to 10 p.m. Our message is love in the purest form. The light within us all is a guide to recall our beginning, to learn to love self and humankind, to feel the higher power of our own divinity. To attract love, one needs to be love. Every first and third Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. All part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
Ben Wexler is a gifted leadership development and strategy consultant for professionals who want to transform their organizations and careers. Through a uniquely personalized set of processes, participants discover their unique knowledge, how to leverage that knowledge and experience, and then put it all together with a global strategy. You're more valuable, your organization is more valuable, and the change is viral. Contact Ben at 630-881-1074. 630-881-1074.
The pressure is on. Can you feel it? Life as we've known it is no longer working. Why? We are awakening. The true core self is alive within us now and has a new life to live. What does this mean? How do we live from here? Join us live every third Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern as spiritual embodiment coach and trainer Ambu Jam Rose explains this mass awakening. Ambu Jam's direct approach teaches you how to navigate this new wild ride, educates you on how to strengthen your spiritual core, and takes your calls for personal spiritual core training. This program is part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
Have you ever had the sense that your thoughts might actually be doing something? Ancient secrets of manifesting have been masterfully revealed in the award-winning book Manifesting 123 by Ken Elliott. For the first time, the author's experiences and stories in this book describe exactly how your thoughts can create anything. You've been doing this all your life, but it's never been fully explained for you until now. Visit manifesting123.com for more information today. Manifesting123.com.
Welcome back to Moments with Marianne. My special guest is Ken Elliott, author of Manifesting 123, and you don't need number 3. And so, Ken, I know there's something else you wanted to dive right into, so let's talk about it.
Well, first of all, before we get into the number 2, I reissued the book. It has an expanded forward, more stories, and more techniques, new cover, and a new website. And right now, for a very short time, if you'll go up to manifesting123.com and order that book from Amazon, send me back a proof of purchase. Instructions are all there on the website. Send me a proof of purchase, and I'm going to send you the audio version that I read of the book. It's an MP3 file for free. So you're going to get the book. It's a $15 book, and you're going to get the audio version, $15 for free. So take advantage of this. I love that little thing. There was in Houston, there was a guy with a junkyard, and the sign at the top said, "Owner has brain damage." So maybe I have brain damage. So I'm going to give you something free tonight. So jump on the website and get that book.
Well, I know you pretty well, and one of the things I would say is you do not have brain damage. You know, you're very good at being able to explain this. And one of the things I also like about Manifesting 123 before you get into number 2 here is that it is so simple. It's not like I need to go get a PhD or, have to create vision boards or, do anything extravagant. It's something that I could spend 5 minutes a day on and be done.
Well, you can. It's the most important thing I can do every day. I've seen too many miracles for my friends in my own life. It is the number one most important thing I can do is to go into my future and go through these different things and visualize the changes, the things that I desire to happen. And I'm just going down the list. That's all I can tell you. It works. It works for my friends. And I do get calls every once in a while where one of my friends, Judy Goodman's one, she'll call me and say, that thing you're working on, it's working. You're almost there. It's doing well. Keep it up. Or in another case, that business plan, it's fading away. I said, I don't want the business plan anymore. She said, you almost had it. I said, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. Changed my mind. She said, it's going back to smoke. Let it go back to smoke. This is practical information. It just sounds woo-woo, but it's practical. Now, the number 2, the Manifesting 123, it's also very simple.
Well, before you hit on that, Ken, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, before Thomas Edison created the light bulb, I'm sure a lot of people thought that might have been a little on the woo-woo side as well,
Well, that kind of technology looks like magic when it comes out. Yeah, he went through a lot of permutations before he hit that tungsten coil, whatever that. I think it was tungsten at the time.
Yeah.
They worked very, very hard on that. Put a lot of just hard work into that. But there was, I can't make a case there was manifesting it there. But when you get a lot of intention, a lot of thought, things are being formed up over there, and people can see them. They can literally see them happen if they're gifted enough. Mm-hmm. But you don't need to see it. You can watch it happen. And sometimes these things happen instantly. Sometimes they take months. I have something that's been going on now for 2 years in a couple of cases, but everything else has come right through in a very timely way. So I'm very happy with this. And, again, the hundreds of letters, well, I get hundreds of letters, but there are hundreds of stories.
Now I know we're going to get into number 2 and talk about that a little bit. Number 3, we probably won't have time for today on the show. So our listeners, if you want to purchase the book and kind of dive into the 1, 2, 3, it's very simple, easy to do. It's manifesting123.com. So Ken, why don't you go ahead and chat about number 2 for us here?
Number 2 is the flip side of making things in your future that you desire. Number 2 is worry. And when you worry, it's a thought.
That's a good one.
So take your cup of coffee and hold it out over the floor, and if you let it go, it's going to go to the floor every time because gravity takes things to the ground. It's a natural law. Thoughts will make anything. Going back to gravity doesn't care if you're going to do something good with gravity or bad with gravity. It doesn't mind if you understand gravity or not. Gravity pulls things to the ground. Your thoughts will make anything, concepts, objects, anything you think of, it will make it. It will start to form it up immediately. It doesn't care if you believe it or not. It doesn't care if you understand the concept or not. It just makes what you think.
Okay, so if I'm a new person doing this and I don't really believe it, and I'm working on manifesting, just the fact that I'm doing it will, doing the manifesting 1, 2, 3, will have things start to appear?
If you have a repetitive thought, it will start to form it, and it will continue to go from a smoke to semi-solid, onward to something that's a little more solid with a blush of color, onward to something that's super solid, super 3D. On the other side, that spirit realm, it's a different vibration, if you will, and it will come into the physical world.
Regardless of what I believe.
Regardless of what you believe. And if you are worrying about something, and when we worry, we do repeat those worries, it's about that boss or that getting the tires on the car or getting the bills paid. You touch it, and you load it up with fear. You can create lack. You can create, can't pay for those tires. You can create, what am I going to do with that boss? He hates me. The boss will hate you. Mm-hmm. It goes on and on and on. You can create anything. You can create happy things. You can create negative things. The things you desire, you load them up with gratefulness.
Emotion.
Things
Yeah.
you worry about, you load them up with fear. Your thoughts will merrily make whatever you want. Here's an example. You're going to...
So you have a really simple way for people to navigate through that.
Yeah. People keep writing in and say, this is so easy. I've never read anything like this. On the website, I have a few pages of testimonials, and that's a common thread. I've never heard it so easy. Oh, my gosh, it's simple. I get
it
this.
Works.
Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
That's the one I hear over and over. You want to manifest a perfect job. You go in your future, you visualize that you have this job, you're well-liked, it's perfect for you, and now you have this other doubt. There's this other thing, the other thought, they're going to find out about me. I'm not smart enough. I don't deserve this. And guess what? You get the job, and now you're in the job, and you still have this other thing you're doing about, boy, if they find out about me, I'm just not good enough for this. You can manifest that too. Guess what? You can get the job, and you can get fired or laid off. You can make two things, separate things, two trains going down the separate tracks.
So what's the easiest way for someone to eliminate worry in their life?
Let's take action on the worry. If you, in the middle of the night, you have that elbow, it's been hurting you, grab your phone, grab a piece of paper, and say to yourself, I'm going to take action on this. 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to call the doctor. No matter what, I'm going to call the doctor. You get up in the morning, that thing still hurts. 9 o'clock comes, you call the doctor. You're going to take action on that fear. You're going to take action on that worry. Chances are it's going to be okay. So you go in and make that thing. You don't want to create a real problem with that elbow. Just take action and deal with that. If it's money, can't call anybody in the middle of the night, so you make a list on your phone or your piece of paper by the bed. Number one, you'll go in and ask the boss for a raise, try to figure out how you can be of service to the company, more value to the company. Number two, you could ask people who owe you money if they can help pay you some or all of that back. You can go on another item. You can go and search for another job, another item. You call a mentor or get a mentor. What can I do in my situation? You're going to take action on this lack of money because that's all you can make of that particular job. And you know what? That's all you can do. You're going to take action on this lack. The job's not paying you enough. And you go into your future every day, and in your future, you don't have this problem anymore. You have the perfect job. If you even have a job, I'll call it a career. In the future, you have a perfect career, bills are paid, everything's nice, and you're so grateful. That's all you can do. That is all you can do. Well, the prayer department. Hit the prayer department. Push that elevator button. Hit the prayer department.
Never hurts to do that.
That's right. Get all the help you can get on that. This book works. This book works. And there's 100 stories plus on the website. That's what they're saying over and over and over and over. And new ones coming in every Friday. I just wrote up another one. It works, it works, it works. And my friends can watch it ebb and flow. They can watch it happen. They can watch zero become that little red car. They can watch a fear, a worry dissipate because you're taking action on it, and you're not putting fear, the emotion of fear, into it.
And when you talk about action items, because I've seen you do this, basically what you do is, you're real attached to your iPhone, so you use your list section and you make a list of all the things that's worrying you or is causing you any kind of concern, and you do what you can, and then the next day, you leave it for the next day or the next time that you can work on it. You don't keep picking it up and keep worrying about it and making that thing into something,
Yeah, if I have a worry, I'm going to do something about it because I've learned that I can make things. I learned my friends can make things. So if I continue to repetitively worry, I can create that. I can make that fear come true. I'd rather make my dreams come true, not my fears come true. There should be a Walt Disney song for this.
We get to focus on how we choose to have our life and what we expect out of it. And if we focus on good things, then hey, we're going to get good things showing up.
Yeah. And very briefly, in closing, really, if I can leave you with one thing, a lot of what you read about law of attraction and The Secret and manifesting, myself included, it all sounds very materialistic. You can get into that, but let me give you this. I want people to be good to themselves. My intention is for them to ask. My hope is for them to ask, and that they live comfortably, and they're safe, and they're healthy, and they're secure.
They're happy.
And they're happy. And if you have all of that, if you manifested all of that, then, and you're still in this abundance, there's this thing that will nag at you. Now, if you have children, those sort of things, children will fill your cup.
Yeah.
It'll be a disaster at times.
They will.
But
they will. And we're at the end of our show today. I'd like to thank you so much, and I'm sorry to cut you off there. I could talk with you for hours about this one topic. But wanted to thank you so much for being on the show. That's Ken Elliott of Manifesting 123, and you don't need number 3. And you can see that at manifesting123.com. And remember, make every moment count.
Join us next time for Moments with Marianne, when host Marianne Pestana brings another inspirational gifted leader to help us grow. Tune in every second Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Moments with Marianne, when the Dream Vision 7 radio network is at 1510 a.m. Boston. Or catch Moments with Marianne every Thursday and Friday at 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. Eastern Time by going to dreamvision7radio.com. To learn how Marianne started her business from the ground up, visit mariannepestana.com. Don't miss this. And remember, make every moment count.